Hi everyone, this is Masuma. I'm an e-learning developer, and today I will walk you through a course that I designed in ScormStack. It was my first time creating a course using this tool, and I really enjoyed the process. It's really similar to Articulate Rise 360, which I have experience using, but it's comparatively cheaper. And not only that, it offers a lot of additional features, a lot of flexibility to design amazing courses. But there are like few things that I wish it had, which I'll talk about. And in this video, I'll be like making some comparisons to Rise for some blocks and see what's good here. So let's get started. Okay, so we are in the edit view now, and let me show you the first block that I used in the course. So let me click on it. So this is called the introduction block, and it is used for introducing lessons. So like here we have welcome, which is a lesson, and then role and team structure, which is another lesson. And each lesson can have multiple blocks, and this is just for use for introducing that lesson. And I really like this block. It looks similar to Articulate Rise 360's lessons design, but then it has some additional features that I really love, like for instance this learning objectives. So I'm able to add these learning objectives within the lesson introduction block, and then also able to add this estimated time for the lesson and this little icon, and most importantly this shape here that I can add. So I can add any like different, let me show you. So I can add this shape with 3, with 4, and it's going to take the it's going to fill the background from this image that you upload. And this is a very exciting feature, and as a designer, this can allow me to design beautiful courses. And also you're able to change this background image. For each lesson you can have different background image, which was not possible, like it's not possible in Rise, like at least with the lesson, like their own lessons design, you cannot change it. You can only have one picture if you want image, or you have to hide that completely. And like there's a lot of process, and but you cannot have this look and feel, which you can clearly have here. um and then yeah, we have this normal heading with paragraph block, you can see, and a video. Well, the interesting thing about the video is that I generated this video using Synthesia. So
Hey, and welcome to BrightPath. We're really glad
yeah,
you're here. Bright
yep, so this is AI generated video and was made using Synthesia. And again, we have heading, and then we have accordion, which looks similar to like any accordion. But the interesting thing here is that you're able to add icons to each accordion. Emojis, like this is not icon, this is emoji, but you're also able to add icons and upload your own icon file, whatever you want. Um, so this is an interesting thing as well. And then this is 4-column grid image block. And the interesting thing about this is that you're able to crop the size of these images. This is a limitation that Rise have. And clearly, like this one, like it does not have to be like one fixed size. You can change that based on what you need, based on your needs. And then again, I'm using the shape here, and ending with an activity, which is open response. And this is not available in Articulate Rise, but it's something that you could do with like making storyline and add as a storyline block. But when you're working on Rise, I think I really want, like I really prefer using blocks that's already in there, right? I don't want to go to storyline, create a something like that, and then export. And I have a client for which I had to make these blogs in Storyline and use it, but it was not looking nice because even if you use the Storyline block, there was issues with spacing, which I could not fix. Now, let's go to the second lesson. You can see we have a similar block again, introduction block with learning objectives and again heading. And now this is called the interactive image block and is basically in hotspot. So when you click on that, you get some information and then you click again and you get more information. And that image was generated using AI. So if you're wondering how I did that. And now, again, I use Accordion. And then this block I used, which is callout. This is called callout block. And I really like that this have callout block, but I think one thing that's lacking here is that there are very less statements block. I wanted to use good statements block here, and I could not find anything like that. This is something I I think they should have, and it would be great if they could add it. And then we have here is checklist. So this is list. Actually, this is list, and it's just icon that we can add. Again, another thing I've noticed here is that I wanted to add some interactive checklist box here, but I could not add because they only have icon list, bullet list, and number list. But one interesting thing here is like you can add the icons here, right? This is icon list, and Rise does not have that. So I can add any icons I want for each list, and also add emojis. Really interesting. I really love that how they integrated icons throughout the course. Like, if you don't want icon, you can also not have icon, right? Just have normal accordion. But like having these icons, like it really improves the overall look and feel of the course. And finally, I'm ending this lesson with an activity, and it's a matching activity. And I think Rise also have similar activities. It's just look wise different, but yeah, they also have it. Oh, but yeah, but like then they don't have this. I don't think they have this partially correct and this thing extra things. Like they have feedback for correct and incorrect, not for partially correct incorrect. So I like it. And let's go to our third lessons and see what I did there. And so your core tools, this is a flashcard that was being used. Actually, you can also move these place like where you want the text, middle, whatever. Like there's a lot of things that you can actually do here. Like it's not like okay, you can't change it. It's just there. Like you have the flexibility of changing a lot of things, which I really like. These is something that you don't have in Rise because it's just that you just copy paste the text and use the block they have. But here you can change stuff and change it according to your needs. Setting up your workspace. And yep, I found this block very interesting. And let me show you what I try to do with this. So let's start. So here, this is called a web simulation block, and you can walk through like any kind of software tool that you want to teach them how how they can follow steps and do certain tasks in a software, or you want to teach them like in onboarding like how they can get started with it, and the steps. Then you can use this block and it's going to guide them through like each step they have to take for the setup or anything. And it's something if you want to do in Rise, they don't have this. But if you want to do it, something that I had to do for one of my clients was use maybe like a storyline block design it takes really time to do anything in Storyline, and then use it as a block in Rise. And that process was not smooth. And this, when I saw this block, I was like really surprised because I really need this. Like, I have clients like having software tutorials that they want learners to practice, right? So if I click on this, you can see then I click on this continue button for the next step, and then click on this, then click on that, like step by step going through all the things that I have to do for setting up the workspace here. But it can be used in different scenarios. Um, and again, there's another call out block here. And then interesting thing here is like this resource block, which I really love. So you can add links, resources, and below it, I did not add it, but you can also have descriptions for each resources. Let me just show you. See, now you have this little description, but I don't want that, so let's get rid of it. And then finally, I'm ending it with another activity. And this is also something that Rise have, but I think this is marked, graded, not marked, graded. Other one is, the Rise one is not graded. Now, let's go to policies, benefit, and expectations. So this lesson again, so this is how their tabs looks. So this is a tab in Rise. I think this look-wise tab can be improved. I wish they change it a bit, like the UI for this. And then, but like, see, the interesting part here is you can add emojis or icons here. This is interesting, right? Now we have heading, and then we have list here, normal list. Timeline is missing. I wanted to add a timeline here, but like I could not find timeline block. So I think it's something that would be worth adding a new block, timeline block here for with better UI design. It will look really cool. And then here I have policies for the accordion, and then another activity that Rise don't have, and I really needed. Like, I had to create that in Storyline, and it was not worth it. As I said, I could not. There were like spacing issues that I did not like after even using that Storyline block, and feel wise, look wise, it's just a tedious process that I did not enjoy. So now we have that here, and we can use it within this tool, which is interesting. So there you go. You get feedback after that. And now let's go to the culture communication lesson. Again, there you go. We have tab here. I used it with an image to make it look nicer. And then again, we have accordion, and then habits with 5 list. And another interesting activity. So here, this is called, let me click on it. This is called click on image block. So basically, you just have to find a spot, like find a spot where things are. Like here in this scenario, this activity is designed to find issues in this this image, like what goes against Breitbart's communication culture, like she using phone, right? Another thing is that they need agenda in whiteboard, so that's missing. So that's 2 sport, and you can submit, and then you can see that I selected correctly, and their feedback for that. So this is interesting, right? This is something that you can definitely do in Storyline, but not in Rise. Now let's go to growth and what's next. So again, I use flashcard here, and then we have call out and another interesting block. So this is similar to process block in Rise, but this is called interactive flow, and this is how it looks. An interesting thing is there's a lot of blocks here that I did not use, but you can add images most like any places you want. Like Rise had this limitation of not able to add images like more than one in tab or in different places when my client needed it. I had to take screenshots, but then the quality was not that great with screenshots, and we're not able to like. There's like there was like it would be like hustle adding multiple images. So this is something you can easily do here, right? Like if I go and show here, right? You can see this image is being added, and if I want to add a new image, I'll press enter here and then click on this image and upload a new image, right? And it's really interesting. Yeah, let's go back here. So this is same. If you want to add image here, you can also add to that, right? No limitation here. Okay, and now we have another activity. Another interesting activity actually. So here, so what did you do? So this is called a success meter. So let's start this assessment and you'll know what it is, right? So we have 3 questions, and each of these options that you see here, you can add different points to it. So each time they select an option, they get either like, let's say positive 15 points, negative 5, negative 10, whatever you want to give, right? And then their target is to like, whatever target you set, the target is to be above that percentage, to be like, to have a good level. Like they can have low level, medium level, high level, right? So if they want to score high, they need to be above that target. So let me select this first point, and I got 15 points because I got it right. And let's go to the second, and let me select this point, and I got negative 5 points for it. And there's explanation, like there is explanation for why I got that negative 5 points, right? Next question, and let me just randomly select anything, and I got negative 5, and there's an explanation for that. And then after that, I'm able to see like the percentage I got, what percentage my target percentage was, and so on. Let's continue with extra questions. So let's do that. Oh, I got negative 5. Negative. So it gave me level medium. Okay. So now let's see the next lesson. This is the recap. Okay. And just simple list heading, and see, I just like recap does not need any learning objective, so I just got rid of it, and this is how you do it. And then finally, let's go to final assessment. So this is the final assessment, and you can have multiple questions here. And the interesting part here is that you can change, like I did not show you all the like options, like what you can do and everything, because that's not really possible in this short walkthrough video. But you can see you can change the display mode, like make it column. Like there's a lot of other things that you can do. And as a designer, you have these opportunities for being creative and design great templates, great courses. So this is how the assessment looks. So once you have all these answers, you'll get a result. Let me just try it and see. So we have CQ. Okay, we got that correct. Okay, now this is the result slides. This is how it looks, and you can try again. And then finally, user can mark this as complete when they're done. The thing about assessment is that they provide a lot of variety of assessment types, like numerical response, text response, and then fill in the blank, which I showed. And then we also have checklist, which I did not cover. So the checklist looks like this. So really interesting. And all these things like can be graded, not graded. like whatever you want. So that's something that a lot of people are really looking for, like activities. Like you're doing a SCORM course for having activities, and if you have these temp blocks that you can easily you know put there in your screen, change the text, and have these activities, that's saves a lot of time. And they also have like a lot of things that can really, as a designer, help you design great courses, like this gradient, which you can you know use, um, and then these thing that I really like, which is called which is time requirement, which you can set like the required time for um, assessments and stuff. And then rating, you can at the end you can have um, these ratings block for giving rating for the course, let's say. And then reactions, um, like they can share their feedback. And this is really amazing. Like it's something that everyone like my one of my clients really wanted something like that, and I was not able to offer that to her. And it's interesting that now you can easily do that. This rating too, getting feedback is really important from learner. um yeah, that's I really like this, and that's why I thought I should show this. And rest of the things are great, and they could add more blocks, I think, and that would make it better. And another thing that I think I was missing here is this AI tool, which AI assistant, which can help me change the content of each block, because I don't want to manually copy paste like each change each of it, like from here. So I think it would be really great if there is a way to change that text by pasting the content at once rather than doing it individually. That would really help. And overall, I really love this. I really love the process of creating this course. and and they have like a lot of options and a lot of things that I can do to create amazing course that looks great. um Thank you for listening.